All right, Spencer, I couldn't let you go without asking you about Tyson Fury saying he'll knock Deontay Wilder out in 2 rounds. Is that just a bit of mind games?
No, it's not. He actually believes that he can knock him out in 2 rounds. Right? Whether he does it, it's totally different. You know what I mean? I don't think he could do that. But if he did do it, wow, how great would he be? He prophesied that he's going to knock him out in 2 rounds. This is the second coming of Muhammad Ali. But I don't think he's going to do it. But listen, you got to speak it till you see what you say. So he's turning around saying that, right, I'll knock him out in 2 rounds. Did anybody, apart from myself, right? I'm sure I did that video with you when I said Tyson Fury on points when he fought the first time and he didn't get the decision, but he should have got the decision, right? So, I mean, I got props to Tyson Fury, man. Everything that he's come through and everything else. But this ain't the same Deontay Wilder. Deontay Wilder, and I knew it was going to be a problem. I remember I was thinking ages ago, when Deontay Wilder decides to learn how to throw the right hand correctly, it's going to be trouble. The Brazil fight and the Ortiz fight showed me that this guy has been studying, right? And because of his over-enthusiasm to want to just knock you out, the enthusiasm takes over the skill base, so therefore he doesn't show his skill base. But he's more talented than letting off. And even though he was losing every single round against Ortiz, he showed patience in that fight. And the mere fact that he showed patience, but he had the patience because it was coupled with the confidence that when I touch you, you're gone. Can you take those risks with Tyson Fury, who has that fluid jab, that movement, that lateral movement as well? No, you can't really take those chances. But it will be a better Deontay Wilder. And Deontay Wilder didn't hit Tyson Fury properly in the first fight, but had him down twice. He never. Could you imagine what he does if he now?
Yeah, but isn't that because Tyson was negotiating that and slipping and rolling?
No, because even though you don't think Tyson's going to slip and roll now? Of course he's going to slip and roll.
But that's what I'm saying. That's why he didn't get caught clean as Ortiz or Brazil.
Exactly, but I'm saying now that this guy has confidence in that right hand even more so because he's actually throwing it correctly. He didn't used to throw his right hand correctly. Listen, man, that guy is a nightmare for anyone. And I mean anybody. And with that punching power, you go through like all the big heavyweight punches, you go right throughout history, you think about all the big heavyweight punches that you think about, like Mike Tyson, Ernie Shavers, who wasn't world champion, but Ernie Shavers was a ridiculous puncher, Lennox Lewis's right hand. You go through the whole list. There was none as freakish. I'm not saying he punches, I ain't been hit by those ones, but there was nobody as freakish as Deontay Wilder. He has ancestral punching power. You know what I mean? Seriously, he's got the spirits of past generations in that right hand. It's ridiculous, his punching power. And that's a scary thing to me. I still see Tyson Fury winning this fight. But as I'm saying, I'm not confident in saying it. I'm saying, well, yeah. Like before, I was pretty confident. But now I've seen Deontay Wilder fine-tune things. If Deontay Wilder hits him, I don't care who you are, you're gone.
As you said, many people thought he won the first fight, but he decided to split up with Ben Davis and go to Sugar Hill. What was your thoughts on that move?
You know what? Like I've said this before, it doesn't matter who's in Tyson Fury's corner, you know? And that's no disrespect to Ben Davis, and Ben Davis is my guy. You know what I mean? I'm also over the fact that loyalty makes you royalty. And I know what Ben went through while he was working with Tyson, like he was living with him and all the rest of it. But the nice thing is that they're still mates. He's just saying, like, this is a professional decision here. You know what I mean? Like, so it's not nothing personal, it's a professional decision. I just believe that I feel more maybe accustomed or acclimatized to somebody like Sugar Hill. But in saying that, it's like Sugar Hill is good at what he does and it's their relationship. But I'm also saying it's like, he's the nephew of Emmanuel Stewart, right? I'm telling you this now, I've said this before. Your good friend Babatunde Ajayi has an incredible cousin called Eddie, who's a fantastic barber. Because he's a fantastic barber doesn't mean I'm going to make Babatunde Ajayi cut my hair. That's what I'm saying. That's how I go. You get what I'm trying to say? Do you get me right? That's all I'm trying to say. Me personally, I think the things that Ben Davison did wrong was get Freddie Roach in the corner. Because when Freddie Roach, after the fight, then Freddie Roach was saying derogatory things about him and blah, 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 blah. And then you got everyone saying, because it's boxing in general, you got to think, there's a young man, Ben Davis, is just coming. Was he 25, 21?
26, I think.
Little kid, right? You'd think, right? He's a very knowledgeable man, very astute man, very learned person, right? and can debate boxing, meaning talk boxing all the time, right? So all of a sudden now you're getting all these people saying, oh, get rid of this young guy, what does he know, blah, blah, blah. So you're hearing this, so you're getting all these sprinklers. But worse, you employed somebody to come in the corner, yeah, we need someone experienced. So they asked for Freddie Roach to come in the corner. Freddie Roach comes in the corner. After the fight, Freddie Roach is saying all these derogatory things about Ben Davison. What, do you think that's not going to be in his head? It's going to be in Tyson Fury's head because he's a human being, right? But like I said, loyalty makes you royalty. But regardless of that, Tyson Fury is very, very skilled. So I don't really think that he's going to need the anything that my guys bringing to the table in Sugar Hill. I think it's all down to Tyson Fury. Period.
Okay. What did you make of Eddie Hearn's comments the other day that Joshua Fury 90% will go to Saudi Arabia? It won't happen here in the UK.
You know what? It's something like the difference between 40 million
and 150. I don't know if they're accurate figures, but that's what he said.
That, but all I know is that listen, there's a lot of money in Saudi Arabia right now, right? And I think a lot of people are looking at it on a moral standpoint.
Yeah, what's Eddie and the fighters got to do with that though? The moral and an ethical viewpoint.
And that's what I'm saying. I'm saying the fighters who want to earn as much, it's called prize fighting for a reason, because the prize is the financial gains that you can get from it. So it's not for I want to see everyone earn as much as possible, right? As a matter of fact, I want to see Anthony Joshua become a billionaire. I'm being 100% real, right? But in saying that, there's certain times where you're thinking like 40 million, 140 million, it's a massive difference, right? So, and Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury have to be thinking about legacy, you know what I mean? So he can boast his braggadocious Tyson Fury, and the king of the gypsies, and the heritage of the king of the gypsies can be funded by financial gains. And the same with Anthony Joshua, is very proud of his heritage and also being proud to be a Brit. Sometimes we've got to say, right, then we're going to say no to these things. But on that type of money, it's going to be hard to turn it down. So as much as I understand where everyone's saying, nah, it's a liberty, let it be. I hear that. But you know what, end of the day, you know what I mean, cash is king.
But I don't get the moral point. If they had to fight in Timbuktu or the Moon or Saudi Arabia, it's going to go where the most money is. But I do get fans' frustration. It's two Brits. It would be a massive occasion, the biggest occasion for British boxing at Wembley. Imagine them two walking out, getting the. I do get that, but also money is why they fight. They are prize fighters.
Yeah. You know what? I can't argue with anything you said, Umar, because what you said is absolutely 100% spot on the ball, right? But sometimes certain fights are more than money. Do you get what I'm trying to say to you? Right?
Joshua is one of them.
Right, and also sometimes like on location. Now, you know I can talk history, right? But if you go and we touch on history, right, and we look on history, I remember, what was it? February 1991, Sugar Ray Leonard versus Terry Norris. Sugar Ray Leonard, Vegas wanted it. He would have got something like 12 million to be in Vegas, right? At that time, yeah. It was Ray Leonard, right? Right? And Leonard opted. He wanted to fight at Madison Square Garden because of the historical standpoint that all the greats have fought there: Muhammad Ali, Joe Louis, Joe Frazier, Rocky Marciano, Jack Dempsey. All the greats have fought there. Sugar Ray Robinson. So he's saying to himself, "I want to fight there." Leonard got $4.5 million for that fight.
Third, really, then, yeah.
Right. Wow. So sometimes when you got to say, like, right, if it means something to you enough, but it's very difficult in this world that we're living in right now, is like, cash is king. And unfortunately, if that is the case, and they are offered that money, that fight will actually happen in Saudi Arabia. And I hear where Eddie Hearn's coming from. He's a promoter. And Eddie Hearn's job is to get his fighter as much money as possible, right? But me being British, I would love that fight to be here.
Of course, yeah.
I would just love it to be here. You know what I mean? I would seriously, but it's 100 million gap. Or maybe.
What do you think top-ranked MTK and Fury are going to say? They'll be loving it as well. The extra 100 million.
Why are you trying to bring MTK Global into it for?
No, I'm saying.
I'm joking.
No, but that's his team, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
How are you going to explain to a team there's a difference of 100 million?
You can't. See, you can't. And the bottom line is this: is like, when you are a world champion, and both men have claims to be world champions, right? Even though one says they're lineal, right, and right, and one is a Alphabet Boys soup kitchen world champion, right? You can't go against, at the end of the day, you can't go against that, right? And props to Eddie Hearn. If he can amass that amount of money and bring eyeballs to a country that is under demise at this present moment. When you think about it, especially on social media, everyone's like avoiding that country, and that country is doing its best to try and revamp themselves. Did you go to the last?
I did, yeah. It was lovely out there.
Right, it was exactly, and I've been to Saudi Arabia on quite a few occasions, right, and I've been to the Middle East on quite a few occasions, and I've experienced nothing but love when I'm out there. So I think
Look at the Football World Cup 2022. It's going to Qatar.
it's going to Qatar. So you know what I mean, it's at that time now where it's good that people get educated on other cultures, and if this sport can do it, that I love with a passion, then that's great too. But I would really love to see the fight in Great Britain, but we can't match those figures. That's how it
The
goes.
problem is, though, like the government here, they get events selling out every weekend. Premier League games sell out all the time. You get 80,000 people at Old Trafford every week. Emirates get 60,000 people every week. So they don't need to have Joshua Fury from a government point of view. They don't need to put the funding up. So
Yeah, but
I wish they did, but
you know the government ain't gonna. So and that's how it goes, man. I mean, that's how it goes.
Spencer Fearon, thank you very much for
Keep on doing what you're doing. I love what you're doing, bruv. What big watches? Well, you gotta watch your back with that, you know, bruv. Take care.
Gold Star Promotions is proud to present Floyd Money Mayweather. The man himself is coming to the UK for his UK tour, February and March 2020. For all info and tickets, goldstarpromotions.co.uk.